So yeah, what you're hearing here is I'm in my kitchen cooking breakfast, and I guess cooking breakfast is another one of those things where I get to think about how I'm gonna approach the day. Like when I walk, I take a break from the studio and I plan out what else I gotta do in the studio. But in the morning when I wake up, I do like to have my coffee, maybe make some breakfast. You know, make some breakfast if I'm not running late with my gigs. Like today, it's already going on 10 a.m. So I got a really late start. I started the week so well. I told myself that I will wake up at 5 and get one of my tasks done. I was trying to be an early riser and get one of my tasks done. It doesn't matter, a songwriting task or a mixing task from the night before while my ears are still fresh, something. But it worked on Monday. Then Tuesday I got tired, and today's Wednesday, and obviously, like I said, I got a late start. So I don't think I can maintain that. I mean, my schedule's sporadic, and like I did all my recording, well, most of my recording, I just got a new order. So that's why I can kind of lounge today. But I never want to lounge. You know, there's always something to do. So every time that I get a little too chill, I feel like, oh, well, you're not where you want to be. You're not where you want to be because you're too relaxed. You're chilling too much. So if you don't get what you want, you only got yourself to blame. So that's why I go hard, right? Because you don't know when something tragic's gonna happen, death or disability. I know it's crazy to think that way, but that's what keeps everything urgent for me, or a life-changing situation. So I try not to waste precious time. So things like walking and things like what I'm doing now, getting ready to cook breakfast for my lady and myself, things like that help me put things in, knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, because I gotta eat. So then I think, and then I'll jot down notes of things I gotta do. Even though I got a task list, things still change day to day. My overall task list is just to keep me on track, because like with things like social media, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, YouTube, you name it. There's a lot of distractions. So it's very easy for you to get off course. Well, I don't know about you. I can speak for me. It's very easy for me to get off course. So I keep a general task. Do I knock out those tasks every single day? Not all of them, but I do get to them. And when I find myself scrolling, especially on social media, because hours can be lost. That's why yesterday when I was talking about that bulk creation and editing, I was dead serious. Like, I still can't do the bulk creation and editing yet. I still got to piecemeal it through the week because I got to get to the weekend so I can start my process. Maybe I can start it in the beginning of December. Well, I'll start the process maybe this weekend, creating stuff and scheduling. But hold on a second. Yeah, but that's why I do stuff like that. I do like when I'm cooking, thinking, or bulking up. It's to give myself time for to do as much as possible. What I'm trying to do is it sucks, dude. Being a one-man army is it's tough. It's tough. But the good part is that you learn to be as efficient as possible, because you have to preserve your energy, right? You're working on your ambitions, your goals, your dreams, but there's other people that need you, and they need you to be there. They need you to be present. From my parents to my wife and my kids, to my in-laws, to my brother and sister, to my cousins, nephews, nieces, and stuff like that. So it's like a whole big thing, man. It's a whole big thing, and you only got these 24 hours. So you tell me how you supposed to get that done. And you still got to exercise, you still got to look good, right? Well, not even look good, you still got to feel good. Confident enough that you can, go outside. Because I'm going to tell you what, when I get fat, and sloppy looking. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to be seen. I damn sure don't want to make no videos. So it's like kind of the same when you broke. You don't want to be around nobody, right? When things are, you know, not so great. I mean, maybe you shouldn't. You should be working on what you need to be working on to get out the funk. But see, the thing here is, I think everybody's about to be in a funk. Get my peppers. A lot of people are not going to admit they in a funk, but this is the overall economy that this thing is happening with. So a lot of people are going to do what they usually do. Pretend. I'm going to keep it straight with you the whole time. I don't have no reason to pretend, right? I'm independent. I make my own cash. So nobody's going to tell me to do X, Y, or Z. So what I'm going to show you, I'm not here to teach you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to teach you through my experience, how I figure out how to keep doing things. Like, I mean, right now, this whole season, me jumping back on the podcast, I don't know how long. Maybe through the whole recession, because it's like I'm sharing my thoughts with you, trying to get through the recession, and maybe that'll, when I'm sharing my ideas with you, maybe that'll give you some ideas, or at the very least some inspiration to keep going. Don't quit on yourself. This shit is about to get real hard. It's already been hard. It's been hard all year. It's been slowly going down. But I'm kind of used to that. So, just like what I'm doing now, I'm going to keep on cooking. I'm going to work through it. And I definitely have used the slow time wisely. Again, going back to efficiency. So I use that slow time to get certified, like I said, certified in Pro Tools, learning the finger drumming, taking piano lessons, getting my Spanish tight, getting my mixing tight. You know, the things that will make me successful as an artist when things pick back up. And in the meantime, while things are bad, I'm finding these new revenue streams and some old revenue streams that I've been having, but I just kind of took them for granted, right? Because like I said yesterday, I got spoiled. It was almost like I had one good paying job and I was able to turn down other things. But dude, if you're trying to build a real artist career, you can't rely on one thing. That's like a recording artist saying, well, I'm only going to rely on record sales. I'm never going to tour. I'm not going to do syncs. I'm not going to sell merch. I mean, it's possible, I guess, but why would you do that? You got to use everything. I don't know if you're old enough to remember, but I'm sure whatever age you are, you have something similar to this story that I'm about to tell you. So when I was younger, E.T. came out, and I'll never forget this. When E.T. came out in the movies, they had merchandise. They had the E.T. doll, E.T. shirt. You know what I'm saying? It cost so much to make that movie that they did everything in their power, not just sell tickets at the movie theater. They wanted to capitalize on the popularity of E.T. That kind of stuck with me, even at an early age, how they merchandise that. And if you look over, especially in the 90s, man, that was like a big merchandising. When things would come out, bro, a lot of, always a lot of merchandising to go with whatever was happening. And that's fresh, man. You know? So it's like the artist's career, man. If, people are paying you for one aspect, what are your supplementary things, right? Like, if people are commissioning you, could you make a piece that you can sell over and over again? Can you instruct people? Can you, these are the things that I think about when I'm cooking and stuff like that. Like, what are the different avenues to get it? So, I think I was talking about this yesterday, but I'm going to address it again because I'm thinking about it. Like, I just got back on the podcasting, and I saw $2 was made off of some light podcasting, no effort. Now, you might say, oh my God, it's only $2. I make X, Y, and Z. But you got to have vision, bro. You have to have vision. You got to see what isn't there, right? When you see that you would do something, you would pay to do something, or you would do it for free, and people start paying you for it, no matter how small, there's value there. Because a different type of situation is that you could do something and nobody pay attention. Like, totally ignore you, right? Or people say that they don't have no reaction to it. They don't even hate it. No reaction. You know, you need a reaction. And when people are willing to talk with their money, and that's the individual or even the platform, like, bust it. I'm posting on the Anchor app, and I haven't been posting in a while. Now they're starting paying out automatically. Facebook. Now for years on Facebook, Instagram, I've been posting, deleting posts, deleting accounts, because getting frustrated. But look, with diligence and consistency and just constant posting, I don't even know what I'm posting, that they invite me to go and make some bread. Now, like, yeah, it's not a lot. In the last, 3 weeks, I've only made $4. I think it's about to be 5. I got like 11,000 bonus plays, whatever that means. But the thing that I find interesting about the whole situation is that they're paying me. Got the turkey. They're paying me to do something I was already going to do. Which is interesting. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's $1, $2 here, $4 there. But they're paying me to do something that I was already going to do anyways. So, there goes the potential to grow. Right? Just like on Vocalio. Man, I got years worth of acapellas, right? Acapellas, vocal only tracks, years worth. And I think, not even through Vocalio, over the course of the years, I've made more bread on my acapella, my vocal only tracks, than the actual songs, right? So what did I do? I was trying to sell it through my website, didn't work. I get commissioned to make acapellas, custom ones for people. That's cool. But it's like, when you see sites like BeatStars where you can make these beats and people will license these beats, you know, that's kind of cool, right? Because you can make the creation that you want to create, and then somebody sees value in it, and it was like, yo, I want to use that for my stuff. So, over the course of the years, you know, I've done that. I've sold my acapellas as sample packs. I've gotten paid to make whole sample packs for people, and then, you know, here and there, you know, somebody will approach me, and then I'll license acapella. But then I found that site Vocalio, and when I found the site Vocalio, I tried it, and, you know, they want you to pay $15 a month to post more than 5 acapellas. I started with the free joint, which was 5 acapellas. Nothing was moving. So then I kept swapping out acapellas since I only had the 5. I made $20. This was like over a year ago, I think, or maybe a year ago. I made $20. So then I took that $20 and I paid their $15 fee. And I was like, all right, I'll pay for the full service and add more acapellas. The problem was I added more acapellas. Boom. Nothing happened. So now I'm losing money. And I know it's only $15, but again, you know, when you're working at a job and you're willing to take losses because you're like, well, my job's going to replace the money. But when you're doing a business, you have to think to yourself, am I willing to let this ride for a little bit to see, and this is what I mean about having vision, do I see the value in it to keep it going and take the short-term loss now for the long-term gain? Or do I just, like, stop it for a second? You know what I'm saying? And put those dollars somewhere else. Because, yeah, I mean, you're not dealing with infinite money, right? So you have to be wise in your decision. Because you can always come back to things later. Maybe something else needs your investment in time and money. So it wasn't working out. So I stopped doing it for a while. And then I came back and I tried it again. Because I believe in the site. I think the site has it right. You know, they're still new. They're working it out. Things are limited. But I think they got the right idea, you know. So I put some more acapellas back up there again. And then I got one other cell again. But this time I didn't put it back in there to pay their monthly fee. I just kept the acapellas up there, and I kept doing my other stuff that I gotta do, you know, the vocals and the voiceover work and shit like that. But then, some more acapellas started to move at a higher rate because there's tiers of licensing. I don't do any exclusive licenses. It doesn't make sense for a couple $100 to sell an exclusive acapella to somebody, like, and they're the only ones that have it. That makes no sense. So I do a basic and a standard license. So I started seeing the standard license move a little bit. And, 2 sales of the standard license pays for a whole year of Vocalio. So once that happened, I was like, all right, that happened. So now I'm really going to go in on Vocalio. So that's what I mean about having, like, you just got to kind of just, like, stick around, test the waters. If something's not working, shut it down. And work on what's working for you. You know, work on what's working for you. But I'm going to say, like, a lot of this thing is thinking. I don't even want to say thinking, it's strategizing. So there's a lot of times that you just got to take breaks, walk away, and think about how you want to execute. There's a lot of thinking involved, but there's a lot of execution involved. But it's only because, again, you don't have infinite money. And even if you did have infinite money, well, nobody has infinite money. Well, somebody does, but say you had a lot of money. I think you still would want to be mindful because you just don't want to just be burning shit up. There's like really no point. So you do have to stop and pause. And I think like at this level, with dealing with the little bit of money I got, is good practice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm efficient. So that when I have big money, I'm not wasting it. I know how to move with it. You know what I'm saying? I know how to do things at scale. And I think that that's what this whole practice is about. You know what I'm saying? For the bigger bread. So, you know, I take this time, this cooking time. And again, I'm recording these podcasts now because it's like, I already do this on my voice memo. And this is what I'm talking about. On my voice memo, if I can't get to my notes on my voice memo, I already talk to myself so I can listen back and hear what I'm thinking about and see what I can use. And I've had this in practice since a kid because I would do that with lyrics. Like sometimes you don't want to write down the lyrics, you want to catch the feel. You know how sometimes you'll come up with a song, but for whatever reason you write it down in lyrics and then you lose the feeling or you lose the melody of the song. So as I got older, and that would be so frustrating because then you spend all this time trying to, you know, you could rely on your memory sometimes, but sometimes it just doesn't work out like that. So what I would do is always have a recorder handy. And when something comes to mind, it could be 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll jump up and right? And then since I did it so much, I just started to put it into practice on the business side because there's 2 things that I really, really love. I love music. I love creating music and entertainment side of things or whatever, but I also love the business. And I've grown to love the business side because it's necessary. It's necessary to do what I do at a high level. Like you need to make bread. Anybody else that's talking about not making bread and just doing it for the love, I mean, that shit is cool. But the truth is, how are you going to support your habit? You know, imagine you a junkie. If you're a functioning junkie or a functioning drug addict, that means you probably got a job, you got a means to do it, right? But imagine you have this issue that you like to do, but you don't got no means to pay for it. So where are you getting the money from? You got somebody rich, you mooching off somebody else? So if it's your work, your art, your whatever that you're trying to do, your business or whatever you're trying to do, your little hobby, you need a way to fund it. So that's what this is about. That's how I've grown to love not only the music side, but I've grown to love the business. I love the business. I love learning about the business. And I love, another reason I love learning the business, because it's all these funny people out here that are preying on people that don't know the business. And I like to put the smack down on them every single time. So right? I don't want to take advantage of nobody. I always feel like if you're going to be doing business long term, in order for you to do business long term, you got to do good business. I don't think companies are around for 100 years by doing bad business. I really don't believe that. So you got to be doing something right. You got to be meeting a need. You got to be treating people right. You got to be doing things, or else you just won't be around. So that's why I've grown to love the business side of things, because it's building something that's gonna outlast me. I won't be around here, but maybe what I created will still be around, right? I mean, it's so deep because look at the copyright. Copyright lasts your lifetime plus 75 years. Now, if you have that in a business, like say a LLC or something, or your business owns the copyright, not you the person, it lasts your lifetime. Well, and then the business another 90 years through the business. How awesome is that? And when it's like that, your family gets the chance to renew your copyright. So let's just say you got, I don't know, 5 songs, 10 songs, 100 song catalog that's generating, I don't know, 100,000, $1 million a year, and you die. Well, the copyright lasts 75 years after your death, and your family can renew that copyright. So this is the type of situation that can feed your family for the rest of their lives. Generational money. And now you understand why the record labels are moving the way they do. They want that generational money to feed their families. But the problem with that, they're making the money off the backs of the artists. And they're giving the artists a little piece. So that's the problem with that. They're set up. But we're in a unique time where we can make our own money. We might not be as famous. We might not even generate the same money as them because they're spending a lot of money to make global artists. But we can make a good amount of bread, and we can set ourselves up because we own what we make, right? We're the makers and the owners, which is awesome, right? So you don't have to give up your copyright because the minute that you put it in the tangible form, it's yours. It's by nature, it's yours. So that's the beauty of the situation that we're in. That's why there's really no rush. There's no thing about getting on. You put yourself on. You get your skills up. You create a high value ticket item. You learn to protect it. Learn to market it. Don't focus on just the here and now. Focus on the long term of it. How can it feed you way down the line? You know what I'm saying? Think about not your backup plans, but your auxiliary plans. Like if something stops here, what are you going to do? Because I always think about that. Being that I get paid for vocals and voiceovers, that's the main thing. What happens if I lose my voice? Because there's been times that I've been sick and I had to power through it. Now, what happens if I can't do that? What happens if something happens? I need to find other means of money. So that's what's interesting about going back to the beginning of the conversation, what I was saying. I think that's what's so interesting right now. While things are down, I'm finding these pockets of bread. And that's like, yo, this time around, I can't be a spoiled brat about it. I have to focus on those pockets of bread, but I got to focus in a way that I'm super efficient. So when everything is picking up, I can still have everything. Nothing is losing momentum. If anything, we want each thing to feed each other, right? We want the songwriting to feed the music production, which feeds the acapellas, which feeds the songs that are being done, which feeds the licensing, which feeds the content creation, which feeds the streaming. So it should all work where it's like the things that I would do, again, going back to the beginning, the things that I would do every single day anyways, everything is paying. Everything should pay. And for example, while I was on that walk yesterday, I got an order. I made that $1 on the podcasting, and I made another $1 on the reels while I was walking. Everything that I should do should make some bread. So even if I'm making a little bit of bread throughout the whole day, I should not be taking no losses. The only losses I'm taking is when I'm spending money. And when I'm spending money, I'm conscious of what I'm spending it on. So whether it's fun with my family or it's funds for my business, I know where that money is going. I'm never wasting money. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to do that. Because it's just like when you waste food and then you're hungry. You be like, damn, I shouldn't have wasted that shit. So same concept. And what we're trying to execute here is make a big launching pad, right? We want a big pad for ourselves. That in case anything happens, if there's a dry spell for a year, we don't have to be tight. And then once we get it out to a year, we want to see if we can get it to 2 years. We want to see how far we can stretch it. So, to me, I am about the business. And I want to get money in a major way. And I don't care if somebody says it's wrong or right. This is the walk that I'm walking. Because I see the necessity in it. And if I do it right, I can set up my family's life for the rest of our lives. So, my food is done. So is my wife's food. So, you can take all this information with a grain of salt, right? Like I said, I'm just sharing my thoughts. Nothing I'm saying might not be for you, right? But it's definitely for me. So you're welcome if it works for you. And if it doesn't, hey, the beauty of living in today's world is that we got a lot of choices. And that's something else that I think about when I'm cooking and walking and doing things. With all these choices, all this fragmented attention, right? How do I slice out my little time every day from people? How do I carve out that minute, 3 minutes from people? Right? Before, when you're doing shows at the bar, right? When we used to do shows at the bar and stuff like that, you would be competing on whatever's on the TV, usually a sports game, because a lot of people will go to the bar for sports. You know that. And they ain't trying to hear no music. You were just competing against one thing. Then when smartphones was coming out, you would be competing with the smartphone and the TV. People's conversation. Now people got so much choices. I mean, you got the smartphone, but they could be on this app, that app, shit. Somebody could be at the bar watching Netflix. If you think about it. So, another thing, people say all the time is, oh, don't be competitive. But the world is competitive. So if you're not going to compete, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have to compete. Even when you go and get a job, they don't give everybody a job at a certain place. You know what I'm saying? They pick the best person for the job. So it is in your best interest. And I'm not saying you got to be competitive and that you're going to do grimy shit, just like you shouldn't do grimy shit for money. But you have to be competitive. You have to, and when I say competitive, you got to be willing to want to be at your best at all time. And if you don't want to be at your best at all time, you're wasting your time. I'm out.
We are connected all day, every day, hardwired to their machine, hardwired to the machine. They say, you can't beat us, join us. How could you compete with such an illustrious machine? The supercomputer. An E-system for every man, woman, and child. 7 billion people mean that there's an opportunity for 7 billion box heads. We won't stop. We don't stop until we have fed all your minds the mass media mush. What's your status? What's your status? Married, single, or otherwise? Otherwise meaning, what the fuck are you doing today? Wasting more and more time on your tube while your bloated fat ass gets bigger? Get your virtual coupons. Head over to the virtual shop. Cop you a virtual personality, cause you ain't got no personality outside of your box. You box head. He says, nah, I also have a box in my pocket. She says, nah, I keep a box on my arm too when I run. You damn fools, this is communal. You have sucked it up by the spoonful. Eat my gigabits, download my shit. Watch this, read that, filter all your streams. Who the hell needs that? We are connected. We are connected.
This don't even look right. Let me check this out. Let me see. This Firefox want my MAC address. She say I'm a real player, but I don't need that stress. Using the World Wide Web to try to get her a catch. A cybersex wireless, no strings attached. Google my name and you understand that I'm no Yahoo. She act like she don't understand that. So I turned on the sap. Told her in all caps, no hablo inglés, now be gone zap. Turn my machine back on, download more apps on my BlackBerry. Cause you know that's more crack. Found a page that got it free with the code's crack. This is the new world where everything gets hacked. Camera on my laptop, so you know I chat. I mag like a socialite on them social sites. Internet geeks hate on mine while they make a bike fish in my login. Man, I called a hater twice. Ghost my computer.
What's going on with this
What
thing,
do we
man?
have here? Are you computing?
Are you computing?
Are you computing?
Are you computing?
Oh my goodness.
Ghost my computer.
I just got it fixed.
What do we have here?
Oh
Are
my
you
gosh.
computing?
Are you computing?
I got
Are
mad work
you
to do. Come on,
computing?
Are
man.
you computing?
Surfing profiles, find a chick with a fatty. Click the picker, pop up red into your addy out the browser window. With hands trying to grab me like, you the host of this website, let's go, daddy. A fan, using spyware to track me. Intel ain't up to speed, the process is crappy. I'm quad to the core, a power hog. You only run like this with my hardware, dog. On Safari, I use antivirus guard. Play it safe and never take off my firewall when I'm up in that BIOS. Checking the vital signs, ladies love it when I hotmail validate they drive. Ain't with the program, get the reboot, no doubt. Tell them quick, you might as well log out. I ain't trying to be PC, your system looks fine now. Turn around and let me see that apple one time. Ghost my computer. What do we have here?
Now,
Are you
how do we
computing?
reset
Are you
this thing?
computing?
Are you computing?
Are you computing?
Ghost my computer. What do we have heard?
Oh my
Are
gosh,
you
I didn't even say
computing?
my
Are you
word.
computing?
Are you computing?
Are you computing?
Man, I can't take this. I'm about to throw this thing out the damn window or something. Let me see if I put this inside here. Ah! Shit. Oh boy. Time for a new computer. Hope they got a sale, man.